Hello everyone, I'm Siti Nur Farahan Binti Jasni, number metric 271223. So now I will explain about the background of this company, which is Lotus KFM Berhad. Lotus KFM Berhad, formerly referred to as Kuantan Flour Mills Berhad, is a Malaysian company that mills flour and trades in related products. It was formed in 1984 and developed significantly over the next 25 years until encountering headwinds that impacted its operations in 2015. This firm also has operations in Malaysia and Singapore, with flour, tapioca or cornstarch, premix and technical assistance are among its goods and services. The company's primary goal is to create constant and high quality flour while reaching the highest consumer retention and satisfaction. This commitment to quality has given KFM a reputation as one of Malaysia's premier flour manufacturers. On 28 November 2019, it accomplished its regularization plan, which had been authorized by Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad on 11 January 2019. With that strategy, the business nominated numerous new board members to improve its board with diverse abilities, knowledge, and experience. Since resuming commercial operations, the company has relaunched its marketing approach in order to reclaim its flour market share. This is seen by its upward trend in overall sales since the financial year completed in 2018. Additionally, the company has undertaken ongoing efforts to enhance its operating costs and operational performance, managing its working capital and supply chain reliability. Having all of these aspects in place, it is proof that the company is going to attain long-term profitability in the upcoming year.
Next, we will look at the operating cycle. From the graph, we can see that the operating cycle is generally becoming shorter from 2017 to 2021, which is more favorable. It means that the company has maintained sufficient cash to finance its daily operations, meet the short-term obligations, and make investment to earn the returns. Even we can see that it has increased from 2018 to 2020, but it's shorter to 95 days in 2021 as the company has operating more efficiently. As mentioned before, the shorter inventory periods has implied that the company has generated more revenues as the inventories are released into sales in a shorter period. Now let's focus first on the decrease of inventory turnover in 2019 and 2020. This is because the product's demand has sharply reduced during the MCO of COVID-19 and this directly caused the inventory turnover to be declined. However, the company has increased the inventory turnover ratio to 7.23 times in 2021, even though they are closing of the companies in early 2020, but the pandemic shows the little impact towards Lotus because the business nature is flow, which is essential consumer food to meet the needs of the customers. We will then move to the account receivable period. The graph shows that the correction period has increased to 44 days in 2021 as compared to 34 days in 2017. The company are more efficient in collecting the debt and customers are paying the debts according to the credit terms, so it shows a good management of receivables. We can notice that the increase in account receivable turnover indicates the correction of receivable has improved, which the delinquent customers are declining. Based on Lotus Annual Report 2018, this is due to the change in how credit is granted. So the company has improved their collection practice. The situation is efficient because it takes a shorter period to collect the debts from the customer and it improves the cash inflow.
Now let's reload the graph for cash cycle of Lotus KFM Berhad. From the graph 6 show the cash cycle has increased from negative 5 days in 2017 to 59 days in 2021. But in 2021, the company need 59 days to convert his investments in inventory to cash. Therefore, the company should reduce his cash cycle to 45 days or less would mean the business turn cash into inventory and back to cash again quicker than the average business. From 2017 to 2020, we can see that the cash cycle has recorded in negative. This situation is also possible when the Lotus KFM Berhad receive payment for the goods it sells before he pays any of its suppliers. So the cash cycle will represent negative 525 days in 2017, negative 201 days in 2018, negative 195 days in 2019, and negative 116 days in 2020. Before paying his suppliers, the business is receiving payment from his customers. Next, the graph shows account payable period and payable turnover for Lotus KFM Berhad. Its recorded decrease from 648 days to 36 days from 2017 to 2021, while the payable turnover has increased from 0.56 times in 2017 to 10.27 times in 2021. It indicates that the Lotus KFM Berhad is paying his creditors and suppliers quickly. In 2018, the account payable period is recorded that it was increased from 272 days to 277 days in 2019, so it will affect that the decrease of payable turnover, which is from 1.34 times to 1.32 times in 2019. This is because the advance and suppliers credit extended by Lotus Essential Sdn Berhad to fund on the purchase of raw materials and other operational costs incurred during the period. After that, the account payable period has decreased from 277 times in 2019 to 36 times in 2021, while the payable turnover also increased from 1.32 times in 2019 to 10.27 times in 2021. Due to the decrease of payable, the main due is the debt that have been settled by the group and the company of Lotus KFM Berhad. That's all for my part. Now I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Good day, Doctor and my friends. I'm 992711407. We'll continue the presentation with the type of working capital finance chosen for Lotus KFM Berhad. First of all, what is working capital financing? Working capital financing is when a business borrow money to cover day-to-day operations and pay rather than purchasing equipment or investment. So whether a business is facing cash flow issue or not, it is important to having extra cash in reserve because it will always good to secure a company during unexpected circumstances. To justify the working capital financing that needed for Lotus KFM Berhad, we should look at the level of working capital from company cash flow statement, net working capital, and also the operating cycle. According to the table, net cash used in operating activities and net cash flow from 2017 to 2021, you can clearly see that the company has faced a deficit in the operating cash flow in 2017, 2020, and 2021. Therefore, it will affect the net cash flow, where a negative cash flow is when a business has more outgoing than incoming money. Also, another table where there is a negative working capital is when a business current liabilities exceed its current income and asset. This situation can be cause for concern from the lenders and creditors, since the firm may not have sufficient liquid asset to pay its short-term obligations. By looking at the operating cycle for the Lotus KFM Berhad, the period of operating cycle has become shorter. The shorter operating cycle actually is more favorable as it means the company has enough cash to maintain operations and meet various obligations. Followed by the inventory period and inventory turnover, it reflects a good status from the company. Account receivables also affected the company cash flow. The company should take note and reduce the collection period because the faster a business can collect the account receivables, the shorter its operating cycle. It is suggested Lotus KFM Berhad to get the type of working capital financing in working capital loan from UOB-based money. This is an unsecured term financing to assist a company in meeting their working capital and requirement. So it is calculated on a fixed rate basis throughout the loan tenure or repayment period. The benefits to get the financing from UOB-based money, where there is only requires guarantee from shareholders or directors, no requirement for property or fixed deposit as security. Furthermore, this financing has no loan processing fee with just simple documentation. The approval can be made in just 5 working days. This money also offers with loan amount from 100,000 to 1 million together with flexible repayment tenure, included 18, 24, 36, 48, and 60 months. There is also an affordable interest rate starting from 0.42% per month for this working capital loan. Another reason to choose this type of working capital financing is because Lotus KFM Berhad has fulfilled the eligibility of this financing. According to Experience Information Services, the company is a private limited company which has operated for 38 years, started from 12 May 1984. The company has registered in the state of Pahang, Malaysia with the registration company number. The nationality of the seven board of director is in Malaysia. Therefore, UOB-based money is highly recommended because UOB is one of the principal bankers of Lotus KFM Berhad. So the company should get professional assist from the banker to get a working capital loan financing to sustain a more stable business earning in order to improve the operating cycle, especially in account receivables.
Good day everyone, my name is Lavijay with matric number 270392. Now I'll present for the last part, document in application of working capital finance. To apply the BIS money for UOB, there are 6 documents that required by the UOB. The first one is National Register Identity Card, NRIC or IC of all the director and guarantor. The second one is BIS money application form. The third one is Borang BE of the key man income. Then the next one is Form 24, Form 44, and Form 49. And the fifth one is 3-year financial report. And the last one is letter 6 months of the bank accounts of the top 3 most active current account and overdraft. So for the first one, National Register ID Card IC. IC actually help UOB easy to detect the identity of the director and guarantor by putting their names on the bad list if they are unable to pay back the debt. This form actually can get from the UOB. The use of this application form actually is giving the right to the bank to reject the applications from Lotus KFM when the bank found there is something do not match to the term and condition that is stated by the banks. The third one is Borang B or BE of the key man income. Lotus KFM Berhad actually is considered as an entity that differs from the sole proprietorship. All the income of the company cannot be considered as their income, although they are the shareholder of the company. So they should send the Borang BE to the LHDM. Lotus KFM can get the Borang BE for the LHDM website by e-filing or get the form from the LHDM office. Then the next one is Form 24, Form 44, and Form 49. All of these forms are legal document and statutory document. For the Form 24 is to fill out the shareholder information. The Form 44 is filled out by the register office. 49 is filled out the director information. Next, Lotus KFN should prepare the 3-year financial reports. The 3-year financial report should be audited or managed by the auditor first before sent to the UOB. This is because the audited financial report will help the bank to identify the problem of the company if the company is not performing well. The last one is Lotus KFN should show the latest 6-month bank account of the top 3 active current account and overdraft. This is because the bank statement will show all the transactions for a bank account, withdrawal, deposit, and so on. They will also show the cash info and outflow of the company. Therefore, the latest 6 months of the bank statement will help the UOB to analyze the creditworthiness of the Lotus KFM. That's all for my part. Thank you.
In conclusion, Lotus KFM Berhad shows an efficient business operation in how it's financed the products and services that are provided, which is the main product flower. Lotus KFM was able to manage its account receivable efficiently and took a lesser day than the other company to collect payment from the receivables, which resulted in high revenue, and it increased drastically for straight 3 years. Moreover, the Lotus KFM group has continually tried to develop in order to provide value for the consumers via reasonable pricing without sacrificing the product and service quality. To do this, the firm employs tight quality control from the beginning of manufacturing to ensure that clients obtain consistent and high-quality products and services. The firm also offers customer surveys to get input from new and returning consumers. As a consequence, the company is aware of its consumers' changing requirements. I think that's all from our group. Thank you.